grade 6, after you watched the explanation of the grammar rule, which is about the question tag, now we are going to go to the language book, page 130. So let's read here to understand it and to practice more about the question tag. We all have rubbish in our houses, don't we? Why did we use the question tag here, don't we? Because we all have. Have here is in the present tense. This is the present. So we used what we use, and it's a positive. So we used here the negative, don't, and the subject here is we. So we put don't, we. Next one, it needs to be thrown away. Doesn't it? Why did we use this? Because we have here the verb that is in the present, and we have here a singular. So we used doesn't, and it's positive, so we put it in the negative. It doesn't becomes doesn't it. This is the subject. Next one, it is a big problem. We have is, and it's positive, so it becomes isn't, and we have it isn't it. This is the question tag. Now this is the positive, it becomes negative. Now let's go to the next one. It isn't nice to see rubbish in the streets. It's in the negative, so we put it in the positive, and we put it. Is it? Because we have a question, we put the helping verb or the verb at the beginning, becomes is it. Next one, landfill sites aren't very pretty. We have aren't, it becomes are, and landfill sites, this is a plural, they are plural, so we put instead of landfill sites the pronoun they, so it becomes are they. Next one, we don't want them near our houses. We have don't and want, because we have don't want, it's in the negative, it becomes do, and we have we, do we. This is the question tag. Now let's go to the questions. Question number 1 says, find the correct endings to these sentences. So we are going to find the correct ending for these sentences. Number 1, the streets are dirty. The streets are dirty. We have here the helping verb are, and it's in the positive, so it becomes aren't. Aren't, and the streets is plural, so instead of the streets we put the pronoun what they. We have are and they, and so it becomes aren't they. This is the answer, it's D, aren't they. Next one, rubbish smells horrible. We have here the subject rubbish, which is in the singular form, and we have here the verb smells. So we have here smells, and we have here singular. So what does it become? It becomes doesn't, because it's in the positive, and we put it in the negative. Doesn't, and the rubbish, instead of the rubbish we put it. So it becomes doesn't it. Where is doesn't it? Here it is. Doesn't it? This is the correct answer. So we put here letter C. Next one, you don't like it. We have here don't like it in the negative. So instead of don't, we just put do, and we have here what? We have here don't like, and we have here you. It becomes do you, and where is it? It's letter F. So we put here letter F. Next one, we recycle some things. We have here the subject we, and this is the verb, because we have plural. Instead of recycle, we put do in the negative, it becomes don't we, and it's letter B, don't we. So we put here letter B. Next one, you threw away the bottles. It's in the past, you threw away, it's in the past. Threw away. And you, because it's in the past, we don't put do, we put didn't. We have here in the past. When it is in the past, instead of the verb that is in the past, we put did. And because this is a positive, we put didn't and the subject which is you. So it becomes didn't you? And this is the answer. It's letter A. Next one, the bin wasn't full. We have here the bin and we have here wasn't. Instead of wasn't, we put what? We just put was, and the bin, what's the replacement for this noun? It's it. So was it. So if it's in the negative, we put the question tag in the positive. And here, because it is in the positive, instead of it, we put the negative. So here becomes was it, and the answer is in letter E. So this is the answer. Now let's go to the next one. We have now exercise 2. Exercise 2 says, write the correct ending for each sentence. So now we are going to find out the question tag for each sentence. Number 1, that boy doesn't speak English. That boy is the subject. This is the noun, that boy, and doesn't speak is the verb. The verb here is in the negative, so we should put it in the question tag with the positive. So instead of doesn't, we just put does, like this, does, and that boy, instead of that boy, we just put the pronoun he. So does he? This is what? This is the question tag. This is how we should write it. This is how we should write this question tag. It becomes like this. Let's go now to 2. 2 says, you don't play the piano. You don't play the piano. We have here you is the subject. Don't play is what? Don't play is the verb. And it's in the negative, so the question tag should be in the what? In the positive. So instead of don't, we put what? It's in the negative, so it becomes in the positive do, and this is the pronoun you. So it becomes do you. This is the answer. This is the sentence. You don't play the piano. Do you? Now, question number 3 or sentence number 3, the children weren't late. So the children is the subject and weren't is the helping verb or the verb. So weren't becomes what? It's in the negative. So we put were in the positive, were, and the children, they are plural. So instead of the children that we are talking about, we put they. So it becomes were they. This is the answer. So the sentence becomes like this. The children weren't late. Were they? This is the question tag. Now, sentence number 4. John isn't sleeping. John isn't sleeping. John is the subject and isn't sleeping is the verb. So, isn't here is in the negative and it's is. So we put it in the positive. It becomes is, and the subject is John. Instead of John, we put the pronoun he. So it becomes like this. John isn't sleeping, is he? Now, sentence number 5. You didn't forget your books. You didn't forget your books. You is the subject. Didn't forget is the verb. It's in the past. We have didn't that is in the past and it's negative. So it stays in the past. Instead of didn't, we put did. Like this. Did, and this is you. This is you, the pronoun you. It becomes you like this. So, you didn't forget your books, did you? This is the answer. Now, sentence number 6. You like ice cream. You like ice cream. You is the subject and like is the verb. Like here is the verb and the subject you we use with it what? With you do or does? With you we use do. So we put do and we put it in negative because this is in the positive form. So becomes what? Don't and you. Don't you? This is the answer. So the sentence becomes like this. You like ice cream, don't you? This is the answer. So these are the answers of these two questions. I want you to write them on your language books, please. So this is our lesson for today. I want you to study this grammar rule very well and very carefully. And if you have any question, you can ask me anytime you want. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. Have a nice day, grade 6. Bye-bye.